Okay, so if you're running a CPA firm, I'm going to bet you didn't get into the business to spend your nights chasing down payroll errors or, reconciling endless invoices. And yet, for so many firms, that's exactly what's happening. You're just buried in operational work instead of focusing on what really matters, your clients. Let's talk about how to flip that script.
Does this sound familiar? Your client list is growing, which is great, but so is that mountain of operational work. It feels like instead of driving growth, you're just trying to manage it, right? This isn't just your problem. It's a symptom of something much bigger happening across the entire industry.
And let's just call it what it is, the CPA capacity crunch. It's this huge, growing gap between what your clients are demanding and what your firm can realistically deliver without everyone completely burning out. I mean, just think about how much client expectations have changed. Basic compliance work? That's just the ticket to get in the door now. Today, clients want a strategic partner. They're looking for real-time insights, proactive advice, and they want it now. The bar hasn't just been raised, it's playing in a whole different league. But here's the kicker. While those demands are skyrocketing, firms are dealing with some really tough internal realities. Finding and keeping good talent, it's harder and way more expensive than it's ever been. Employee turnover is a constant battle, and that peak season overload, well, it feels like it lasts half the year now. So what you end up with is this fundamental mismatch. Your clients are asking for high-level strategic thinking, but your team's time and energy are completely maxed out just trying to keep up with the basics. Honestly, it's a model that's just built to break. So, where do you even start to fix something like this? The good news is, you don't have to blow up your entire operation overnight. There's a really logical, manageable first step that can make a huge difference right away. And for most firms, that first step is payroll. Why payroll? Well, because it's kind of the perfect storm of tasks that just drain your resources. It's super repetitive, it's heavily regulated, it's incredibly time-sensitive. It's all high-effort work for what's usually a pretty low margin. It's a necessary evil, but does it really need to be your headache? And look, this isn't about taking some massive, risky leap. Think of it more like a journey, right? You start with payroll. That immediately frees your team from that manual grind. Then, once that's running smoothly, the next logical step is accounts payable, another huge operational time suck that you can just lift off your team's shoulders. Okay, so where do you find a partner to do this? Well, for a growing number of firms, the answer is leveraging the specialized accounting services market in India. And let me tell you, it's become a global powerhouse for some very, very good reasons. This is what we call the India advantage, and it's how you solve that capacity problem head on. Just imagine tapping into a massive pool of highly trained professionals who have deep expertise in U.S. accounting standards. You get incredible process discipline, serious cost efficiencies, and, this is a big one, a time zone advantage that literally means work gets done while your U.S. team is asleep. And this right here is the real game changer. You can finally actually scale your operations to meet all that client demand without scaling the internal chaos, the stress, and the overhead that usually comes with growth. But the biggest change, it isn't just about cost or efficiency. It's really about what this shift does for your most valuable asset, your people. It fundamentally changes the way they spend their day. The difference is just profound. Before, your team is completely bogged down in data collection, manual calculations, checking compliance, fixing errors. But after, that very same team is now focused on client communication, quality review, strategic advisory services, and even business development. You're not just changing their tasks, you're elevating their entire role. And that shift, it's transformative. When that daily grind is replaced with meaningful strategic work, what do you think happens? Morale skyrockets, productivity soars, and your best people, they finally have a really good reason to stick around. You're building a much more engaged and empowered team. So let's lay this out and make it crystal clear. When we're talking about growth, you've basically got two paths you can go down. The traditional model means you're always hiring, right? Which brings on high fixed costs like salaries and benefits and just a ton of management complexity. The outsource model, on the other hand, gives you lower, more flexible costs and the amazing ability to add capacity exactly when you need it. So one path leads to more complexity, and the other, it leads to true scalability. Now, here it is. This is the number one question that always comes up, and it is an absolutely critical one. Is this all about replacing the team that you've worked so hard to build? And the answer is a simple, straightforward no. This is not about replacement, it is about empowerment. Outsourcing complements your team. It takes all that repetitive, low value work off their plates so they can finally focus on the high value, strategic work that your clients are really paying for. So, what does this all mean for the future of your firm? Well, it means moving away from a model that's just about adding more people and toward a model that's about adding more intelligence and efficiency. At the end of the day, this is what the modern CPA firm really looks like. It's a firm that can scale way faster because it's not held back by hiring bottlenecks. It's more profitable, the team is less burnt out, and it's delivering a much higher level of service because its focus is completely on high-value advisory work. And, this quote from our source material just hits the nail on the head. The future of CPA firms isn't about having the biggest team. It's about having the smartest operating model. This whole thing, it isn't about headcount. It's about becoming the smartest firm on the block by building an operating model that is efficient, resilient, and ready for whatever comes next. So, I'll just leave you with this one critical question. When you really look at your current operations, at your team's workload, and at what your clients are demanding from you, you have to ask yourself, is my firm built to scale, or is it just built to stay busy?